there's something I wanted to bring up last game, and like something told me to hold back and wait. And I think this is the perfect opportunity because Ryan alluded to it earlier. I want all three of us to answer this question because it's actually been brought up in the chat as well.
Mm-hmm.
What piece is the piece that we need to win a championship? Like what level player? Is it Zach LaVine and Brandon Ingram? If you would have asked me last season, I would have said a damn near like Kevin Durant. Now, I don't think it's that high. Like what kind of player would we need to get? And I don't want this to be a conversation about dumping RJ or trading RJ. Let's just have the assumption that we need to make a trade. What level player, who would come in and we would be able to be a contender? Because I don't think we're a contender yet. I know I said East Conference Finals, we win the championship this season. I don't think we can't beat Denver, Clippers, the Suns. But who could we bring in y'all's opinion, that would make us a contender right now or this summer?
So is this like a realistic player, or like just a player that you like, or just a player that we could just like compare to, like if we get like this type of player, like
I think that either or, but I'm not going to include Giannis in my conversations or Luka Doncic. Those are pipe dreams. A realistic guy, the guys that we've been connected to that have been mentioned in rumors and even being available, those type of guys.
For me, it's funny. I always say we're an elite wing away. And the reason I really say that is because of this. Jalen Brunson, right? Mentioned before, number 2 in clutch scoring in the NBA. But when you're looking at what wins championships, it's extremely difficult for an undersized point guard who's good in the clutch to put you over the hump, because they can always throw size on you. It happened to Derrick Rose with the Bulls when he had his run. So it happened. That's the way it usually happens. So you're going to need size when they double Jalen Brunson or take him out of his game to really get to the next level. So I usually go elite wing who can pass, which to me is like really hard to come by, because I always think Zach LaVine can score, but the passing isn't really always there, right, and the decision making isn't always there. So for me, I keep going back to Embiid, even though he's not an elite wing. I think the days when Jalen Brunson is taken out of his game, nobody can stop Embiid one-on-one, and he can take you over the hump. And then there'll be days where, Jalen Brunson does have the advantage, much like that Utah Dallas series. And what are you going to do? You're not going to be able to stop him. So I feel like if we ever in a situation where we need to win a chip and we can get to that winning time in the last 5 minutes, and we have Embiid and Brunson to lean on to take us over the hump, and as far as scoring, I think we'd be able to do it.
James Harden's a free agent this summer. If he walks and goes back to Houston, like I've seen reported, or goes anywhere else, depending on how Philadelphia does in the playoffs, and Embiid's there with just Maxey, there's a chance that he demands a trade. And I think that he's on Leon Rose's top 3 list as his former agent. Leon Rose represented him with CAA. I think that's definitely someone that he would go all in for, which means Mitch is gone and probably RJ maybe quickly too. I would trade anyone but Brunson and Randall to bring Embiid in. I'm 100% online with you. He's my MVP this year. Love to have Embiid. That being said, if we're talking about wings, what if I throw a few names out, the chat can chime in too, and you guys say whether that would make us win a championship or not? If we trade RJ and picks for Zach LaVine, do we win the championship?
I think Eastern Conference Finals, maybe NBA Finals. I like Zach LaVine, but I don't think it would take us over the top though. But it would get us close.
Agreed.
Yeah.
You agree,
it's the playmaking and the decision making that's keeping Zach from being like, yes, that's the final piece. The shot making from 3 would make us deadly.
Yeah.
but it's fun. I
DeMar
talked about
DeRozan.
Jerry and Grant before. He's not that. He's not the I'm going to play make. We we had that conversation before. We compared. That would be like, you know what? We're going to be the modern Detroit Pistons, and like Jerry Grant would be. So it would be like Mr. Big Shot. What were we saying before, Ryan? Mr. Big Shot would be Jalen Brunson. Mitch would be Ben Wallace.
Which one would be like what? Rasheed Wallace.
Right. Randall would be Rasheed Wallace. Grant would be like
Tayshaun Prince.
Yeah, Grant would be souped up Tayshaun Prince.
Grimes would be Rip.
And Grimes would be Rip.
Yeah.
And quickly be Lindsey Hunter.
Right. Like, but to me, that's like it's not a guaranteed chip. Things would have to go right, but it'll be like I don't know. It was like one of those things where I talked myself into believing it, but I could also be completely wrong.
Yeah.
What about DeMar DeRozan?
Again, I think close, but not over the top. Close.
Agreed.
Yeah.
There is a name that I do see mentioned in the chat, and I do think that player would probably do it for us.
Who?
I like Jaylen Brown.
Yeah.
Jaylen Brown. I think Jaylen Brown will actually do it.
I think Jaylen Brown would do it.
Me too. I got one. What about Brandon Ingram?
I was thinking about Brandon Ingram today, actually, because of the Pelicans. The only, he has to be healthy. He has to be healthy.
I think Ingram would do it.
I think Ingram would do it as well.
Ingram still has that shot selection problem, though.
Huh?
Agreed.
Ingram still has that shot selection problem. How old is Ingram now, yo?
I would guess around Julius's age, right? Maybe 1 year younger.
Ingram is like... Ingram kind of reminds me of Shumpert in the fact, right? Not in skill level, but he's injured a lot. So sometimes I feel like because he's injured a lot, it messes up his ceiling for the season, where he keeps breaking rhythm and he's not able to like get to that next level because he's not able to play a certain amount of games per season. Like, I feel like if Ingram actually was healthy year to year, I think he could actually be better than he is right now.
Well, the thing with Ingram is that I just checked his age. He's 25.
Yeah.
He has room to grow. I think Ingram would do it.
Me too.
I think I might be on board with that. I think I'm gonna be on board.
What about Bradley
with
Beal?
I like it.
I think so. I think Bradley Beal might do it.
What worries me about Bradley Beal, I've had this with their All-Star break. I thought about all these names. I mean, he's going to be paid $50 million until he's 33. He's got 4 more years on his deal, and he's 29 now. Like, every year he's getting a little bit more injured, and his skill set dips a little bit. Athleticism dips, first step dips. And defensively, he's already a traffic cone. So he's so on-ball dominant too. I don't know if he would thrive next to Brunson. You need someone who can go a little bit off-ball and be a decoy and actually run around the court. That's not really Bradley Beal. He's more stationary on the perimeter now, just waiting for that 3 ball to let loose. 2 years ago, I don't think Bradley Beal could do it anymore.
I'm with you, Lee. I've been out on Beal for a few years now.
$50 million a year is, man,
ridiculous. He did.
It is. Yeah, that's as much as Brunson and RJ combined. That's a lot.
Yeah, for real. Brunson, the best signing in Knicks history.
Like if a team wants to bring in Beal, like that championship would have to be won within like the first like couple of seasons. Like
also a great point.
Like, you can't wait until the latter part of his contract years. You got to win that.
Great point.
If you bring in a Bradley Beal.
Yeah,
absolutely. Ooh, Paul George.
I mean, I like Paul George.
No.
You don't think Paul George?
Because of when he would be available. He's not going to be available this summer. I think it's not until Kawhi's extension is out. So you'll get another like 2, maybe 3 seasons by that time.
Oh, no. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah. I wasn't really looking at it. I wasn't really looking at it like a realistic type move. I was
yeah, I'm like Paul George would be perfect for this team.
Right now,
Paul George a free agent today?
Yeah, like Paul George right now, yes.
that might be a move. Paul George hits threes, play defense, and play. Man, that's pretty much what we freaking need.
Yeah.
Someone in the chat just said Andrew Wiggins, Gamers Channel. What do y'all think about that one?
No, like I think Eastern Conference Finals. I don't think.
Agreed.
I don't think Wiggins would take it on the top.
Man, we're on the same page.
Yeah,
we're on the same
defensively
page.
I like him, but he's like a couple of tiers. Yeah.
Jimmy Butler.
No.
I mean,
a couple of years ago, yes.
Yeah, a few years ago.
Also agree.
Not now.
Also agree.
Anthony Edwards.
Yes.
Yes, I would. Yes, yes.
Hell yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tibbs got to make him play defense.
I think you would.
I don't think he's a bad defender though. Like the ability is there.
The ability is there for sure.
Yeah.
It's just the motivation has to be there. Motivation definitely has to be there.
If we could keep Brunson and Randall and add Anthony Edwards, I agree with Fritz. We'd be the best team in the NBA.
That seems so expensive.
That would be unbelievable.
I mean, listen, those guys aren't really the best at trading, okay?
Facts.
I mean, if you want to call somebody, if you're trying to fleece anybody, that might be the time to fleece, all right? We already seen that Gobert experiment blow up in their face. Listen, we can shine up anybody and probably get Anthony Edwards. Who knows?
Exactly, and keep the main core here as well. The majority of it.
Absolutely.
Here's my final one. I thought about. I'm including guys I think are gettable. LeBron James.
Well, yeah, LeBron is LeBron.
LeBron is Lee. Yeah, listen. KOT show. We have a long history on the KOT show. There was a spell where I was known as LeBron hater on a show. Right? Not personally. This is not personal hate. Great human being. Basketball hate because of there was a time when Enes Kanter was here and they were playing the water bottle challenge.
Oh yeah.
And they were taunting us on the bench as the game was going along. Now, that was probably a shot at Phil Jackson and his tenure here. It probably had a lot to do with that. But from then, I was like, man, LeBron disrespects the Knicks. Man, screw LeBron. I don't want him on the Knicks. So for me, mentally, it would be hard to make that switch to be rooting for him on the Knicks because of his. Even though I know he's a good person or whatever, but that's just me personally. Too much Knicks hate history.
I would do it in a heartbeat.
Yeah,
I think we win it all the first year he's here.
Yeah, me too.
Probably. If he's healthy.
Those are the names I thought of. You know, the Devin Bookers and the SGAs. I don't think those are realistic, but those are the guys I thought that could be had for the right price, and that I would assume are on Leon Rose's list of consideration. We seem to agree on all of them, whether it's a yes or a no.
Yeah, I agree. Man, great conversation. Man, there's so much to clip up. Woof. I'm already predicting the clips from this show are gonna be like through the roof.
Let's go.
As far as views. Really good conversation today, guys. Really good conversation. Salute to the chat. If you're feeling the channel, if you're feeling the conversation, Knicks talk, hit that like button and subscribe button. We're here after every game talking Knicks basketball. So please join us in celebrating Knicks wins and arguing with Knicks losses. Okay.